Appreciate it. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I know.
What's up, everybody?
Packed is it. Man, first off, thank you for doing this. Thank you for making this happen. I don't want to speak for everybody here, but I'm pretty sure everybody thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 hours. Yeah. So
I really didn't know how people was going to receive it, you know.
I know.
For the first time, I felt like an artist. I got some artist friends, and whenever they, stuff come out, they always nervous. I had that same kind of nervousness, but I'm glad everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, but it was a journey. It's a journey, and I never knew that you were going to allow people into your journey. You're as outgoing as you are, you're private. You keep the journey to yourself. So the fact that you decided to do this and take us along your journey is kind of special. So I personally just want to say thank you for that. So
that's what's up. I felt like it was time, though. I've been in the league since 16. Lot has been going on since then. So I felt like it was time to be able to tell a story. I started getting a bunch of DMs and questions from young people about decision making, and I don't know. I came out with a book, or I did the book first.
Amazing. I still got to talk to you how you got David Ritz, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
David is a special person. Shout out to David. But I did the book first, and I wanted to create some type of solution or something to where I didn't have to answer a million people on the same question. So, yeah, I was like, all right, let's do it.
It's a great ride.
Thank you,
it's a great ride.
Thank
it's a great ride. Outside, we were talking just real quick. You said to me, "Can you believe that we're here?" I said, "I can't." Can you?
No, sometimes I have to pinch myself, y'all.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's been a
You had a lot of things going on in your life. We've watched the journey, but just to this and all the things that's going on, the post-basketball is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but basketball actually took me away from that, and that's why I probably will forever be in love with the game of basketball, just because it was my escape. It was my way to be able to leave reality, and I guess in a way kind of relate to an artist and paint this whole picture of creativity and through a dribble or through a spin or through a fadeaway. Basketball was totally my safe place. So yeah. Well,
basketball has saved a lot of people's lives. Can you say that? Can you piggyback on that? Can you say that it actually saved yours?
Absolutely, and it helped me establish and gain relationships with people like Wolf. William Nelson's in the house, who was a big part of my development.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was special that he's here, and a host of other people. So, yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me real quick about the process of doing this. Especially, with everything else going on. What was the process? I know books are one thing. Doing a book is one thing, but this is something totally different. What was the process like for you to have to reflect on your life even after doing the book to do this film?
I had to trust. Shout to Brian. Shout to Eric Newman. Shout to the Showtime guys, Showtime Basketball. I had to trust, man, and like you said, I'm a very private person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to indulge too much in my own private life. I wasn't going to put that on display, but I did want to talk about my trials and tribulations and the challenges I had with professional sports and how I was able to get through different hurdles and survive it all.
I know you had Allen in there really quick, Allen Iverson, and you and I have talked about this a lot. They don't know how closely you all's lives really mirror one another.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah, y'all are really, really connected. How did watching him, you played a whole totally different position, but knowing that there's that, life synchronicity between you two, how did that help you get through your career just watching him achieve what he achieved?
We went through similar situations, obviously, different roads and everything.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I saw him believe, and I saw him never give up on his dream. And then he found someone like John Thompson who was able to, get him to come to school, kind of focus, bring him some structure to his life. Not that I followed the same thing, but inadvertently it happened the same way. When I went to Chicago from South Carolina, Wolf gave me structure. He gave me the belief that basketball is fun again, and it took me out of that cloud for a little bit, and gave me confidence.
Yeah.
So we have it's crazy that we have an ending we have like a pot of gold at the rainbow, and the way you get there is how you get there. And we ended up at the pot of the rainbow, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's crazy, right?
It's beautiful. Speaking of Wolf, speaking of Chicago, no disrespect to South Carolina, but how did Chicago build you to become you?
Well, Chicago's a big city. You know, I'm from a small town in South Carolina. You know, you have talent there, but it's not like Chicago's talent.
Yeah.
You know, Chicago has ex-NBA players walking around. They got players that didn't make it, players that played in college that was really good. So I found that the competition that actually made me go to another level. You know, playing in, you know, hostile environments.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
playing
they don't
in
know.
crazy
They're public
neighborhoods,
league.
yeah.
They're
Not
public
even
league.
that, just outside of all that. You
Oh,
know,
that's
you
true,
go in
too.
somebody's neighborhood and all the stuff
Yeah.
that you got to know to be in Chicago. But I actually think
Navigation.
that it made me stronger, yo. When I got to the league, I felt like I was prepared for the league.
Yeah, that's, you know, at the crib, we claim that. We like, you know, we feel that we made you. Like, hey, nothing would have happened to Kevin Garnett's life. He had to come here. We taught, you know, but that's how Shy
Polished.
does.
It's like a
Hey,
polish. I got polished. I got
you were there for 1 year, and we claimed you like, you know, it's like you were born there.
It's all good, because Chicago's like a second home. I feel like they do have a responsibility in polishing me, so I like to think that I polished my craft when I went to Chicago.
Right, there it is.
Right.
Do you remember the conversation you and I had before that Slam magazine cover with you and Steph?
School, we done had like a million conversations, man.
I know.
Hey, Ginger, if you in here, bring me a rag, yo. I'm gonna be sweating like I'm getting ready to lay up the ball or something.
You look like Patrick Ewing up here.
Right, I'm sweating. Thank you, bro. Yeah, but what was you saying?
No, the conversation that you, Steph, and I had before we shot that Slam cover.
Oh man, you gonna go back to Atlanta? It was like what, '96?
Yeah.
School, we had like a million
I know.
conversations, Stu.
No, what you all said was, because Allen had taken the picture with his, you know, he was dripped. And you all like, we can wear our shit. I'm like, yeah, you can wear your shit. Like, we can ice out on the cover. I'm like, yeah, you can ice out on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
First time we
that was
was
right.
like,
The first time,
yeah,
y'all like,
yeah.
man, and y'all came like, you had the OBF joint. Y'all came ready. And I was like, okay. Allen had one chain on instead of earrings. You all came like Jacob out.
I think your producer or whoever was shooting it wanted that or something.
Probably so, but it was fly. It was fly as fuck, man.
I ain't gonna front. I think we was ahead of our time too when we did that, right?
Yeah, it was. That's
Yeah.
because you all asked, can we do this? I'm like, oh yeah, you can
And
do
that was
this.
the first time I ever did anything like that for a magazine. So shout to
man,
Slam, yo.
yeah, your agent was not happy with me about that interview too.
He got over it real quick.
I know he got over it because I presented you as you were.
It was a dope time.
Yeah, that was a dope time. It was an amazing time.
We was young.
You doing your thing.
96.
Yeah. Talk to me about what it was really like making that jump and you being the only one doing it. Like, we see it, but nobody really knows what it's like because as much as you have teammates around you, all this and the other, you were kind of on an island all by yourself.
It wasn't no kind of.
Okay.
It wasn't no systems for 18-year-olds. It wasn't no
nothing.
places to go. It wasn't like I had a bunch of options to be able to do things after the game. So I started I started bringing the party to me. I started having like little gatherings in my house with people that I wanted to chill with. At the time when I was a dog lover, I had a couple dogs. And I made my environment work for me versus going out into the world. So I made it work.
How did it make you feel to have kids? I don't want to say kids, but like...
No, that was kids.
Individuals that were like a year younger than you looking to you for advice, though.
Right, it was a weird time, but I was trying to share my experiences and just, be very honest with people.
But you, growing up how you grew up, you've always, you never run away from responsibility. So it seemed like you were always an old soul and you took that and ran with it and did what you could with it for everybody else.
I had responsibility early. When I was, my mom made us get jobs when we was like 12 and 13. I had a mom that hit like a man, so I didn't know the difference. But, we had manners. We come from, I'm a Southern boy.
Yeah.
With Southern hospitality, with work ethic, and all those things that, you are when you're a Southern boy.
No, yeah. Hey, can we get through this narrative real quick? That whole thing about you all losing every year that I thought was unfair putting on you. Like every year in Minnesota, like 7 years in a row, you all lost in the first round. Okay. No, sis, I want to cut this shit.
No, it was funny.
Can we go ahead? No, I want to dance this shit because explain to me what series you all were supposed to win. You all were always seated under somebody else. The first time was Houston Rockets. They won 2 chips.
Facts.
The Lakers, San Antonio, Dallas, Portland. Tell me one of those series y'all was supposed to win.
Well, Scoop, you go into the series thinking that you have a chance, so I don't want to go in here thinking that we was already beat before we got in here.
No, you're thinking it was supposed to happen. Sometimes it's 2 different things. I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about us putting that pressure on you. That's what I thought was unfair. Like, oh, Kevin Garnett, has lost 7 in a row. It's like, yo, wait. No disrespect. It'd be nice if he came out of one, but don't act like he's failed right and he's supposed to.
Or they're going into it.
Okay, it's cool. We're good.
We good?
All right.
We good?
We good? No, but you see.
Nah, going into those series though, you don't necessarily look at it secondary. You want to go in here, you want to think that you're going to be the team to beat this team, and that was the mentality. But you know what? The media pressure never added on to the pressure that I put on myself.
Right.
No pressure could ever amount to that. So some dark days though. I feel like I had to go through that to be able to enjoy when I got to Boston, or to at least appreciate it.
Yeah. Can we settle some Boston stuff real quick? Another one I believe is that if Danny Ainge and Kevin McHale were never, ever Boston Celtics teammate, would that trade ever happen?
Probably would have went to the Lakers, if I'm being honest.
Real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting on Cole to get back from China to call me, and I guess he ended up living in China or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, how long was you in China? Like, what the fuck? You know, but he never called, and I had to make a decision. So, playing with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen wasn't a bad choice. So I felt like Boston was my best opportunity.
Dude, it seemed too easy, though.
Nothing's easy, Scoop. Nothing's easy.
It just seemed too easy. You landed there. I'm like, wow, for what? And they gave up a team, but whatever. It wasn't a balanced trade. You got them like that's a favor. That's an inside favor. Like if you and Paul Pierce ever started running squads in the NBA, y'all would do the exact same thing.
You think
give
so?
you a favor like that. Yo, without doubt.
Well, me and P had hooked up earlier, so I had P and I had hooked up earlier in life. So I knew some of his tendencies, and I knew what he was able, his capabilities. I watched him from the West and what he was doing at Boston.
Yeah.
The addition with Ray Allen coming to Boston, it was a no-brainer. I just wanted to hear everybody else kind of pitch or what they had to offer, whatever. And I had options, but at the end of the day, Boston was probably the best option for me.
Okay. All right. Thanks for making me believe something different. I appreciate that.
No, it's what it is.
One last basketball thing on this. One more basketball thing on this. Tell them how dope Sam Cassell is. Like I don't know those who don't play ball or follow the NBA really understand how, not just dope as a person, but really how good he is as a basketball player. I don't think people understand how, almost Hall of Fame good he really is.
I think Sam Cassell don't get enough credit, obviously.
Yeah.
He don't have super numbers or none of that, but he's probably one of the more confident people that I've ever met in my life. When he came to the team, he was like, we can, and he talks really fast. I don't know if y'all know Sam Cassell? He talks like this, he's like, hey, take it, hey, take it. What you gonna do now? Goddamn now. I'm gonna get the ball. On the pick and roll. He talks really fast. I'm from the South, so I'm used to, the fast talk.
Right.
He from B-more, so that lingo kind of throws you off, right? Mm-hmm. But he's very confident, and he had won in Houston very early in his career. So he brought that confidence. Yeah, 1-2 actually. Mm-hmm. And he brought that confidence to Minnesota, and it wasn't shoulda, coulda, woulda. He was speaking like, no, we getting out the first round. We going to the finals. We gonna beat the da-da-da. And I was like, boy, have you know our history? Like, I don't give a shit about y'all history, motherfucker. We finna get out of here. And I was like, oh, and we did. We did. Sam Cassell, one of the best teammates I've ever had. Shout out to 2 S's.
Yeah,
2
L's.
Yeah.
2 S's, 2 L's.
No doubt.
It's beautiful to have teammates like that. Sam Mitchell said in this thing, and I want you to verify, see if you believe this is true or not. Sometimes people come in your life at the right time for the right reason. Do you believe you're living testimony to that?
Facts.
Okay.
I do. That's real talk. Yeah.
Okay. So is that a blessing or a gift, or is it luck? What do you feel it is?
I'm always looking at things like a blessing.
Okay.
I'm always thinking that things come into your life for a reason.
Right.
I've had people coming in and out of my life for reasons, and I look at it like, yeah, they've been blessings.
Okay. Mamba, white Mamba, not the other one.
Scal.
Yeah, Scal. He said in here, win or die, not win or lose. Does that pretty much define how your approach to basketball was?
I'm a professional, Scoop. You know this. I probably got a compulsive disorder that I haven't just gave any attention to, but I'm very funny about things being a certain way. I'm funny about technique. I'm funny about just all of it. So, you know, who wants to lose, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to lose. So whenever I played, man, I played through the rope. And mentally, if you couldn't handle it, then I wanted to destroy you mentally first. Because physically, you might have an attribute that might be greater than me. You might be able to jump higher than me, might be stronger than me. But mentally, as well, I found where most was really weak in the league very early, and I leaned on that. That was probably my superpower, talking somebody out or putting doubt in their mind.
And then your skill set.
And then the skill set was secondary, you know, because I worked on a lot of different stuff. And then when I was in the league, I had like two types of game, believe this or not, y'all. In the summertime, I played a whole nother way than when I played in the league. So I had a bunch of one-on-one stuff that I didn't even show. And then in times when I had to get out of like double teams and stuff, I would use it. But I didn't really display a lot of individual skill set when I played in the league, only in times where, you know, like I just explained.
Right.
When I would have one-on-ones, I obviously would take them, but I wanted to, and it wasn't so individual like it was now. You know, you had to run plays, set picks. You know, the guards would get mad if you didn't set picks, so I was really adamant about real good picks and stuff like that. But for the most part, it was a bunch of stuff that I didn't really get to display in the league that Wolf would always be like, man, why don't you bring the ball up and put it between your legs and then shoot a fadeaway or shoot a three sometimes. And I was like, I don't really shoot threes, Wolf. Man, show them you can shoot the three every now and then. You know, you're right there on the trail. I'm like, I like to stick to what I know, so, yeah.
Here's the thing that amazes me about you. How can you be so open to listening to people, but at the same time so stubborn in what it is that you want to do?
First, I'm a Taurus. So anybody knowing the Taurus is we're some of the most stubborn people in the world, right?
Right.
The same stubbornness, my mother always taught us that if you don't listen, then you can't really grow. So, you know, that instilled in me. So I like to listen and, you know, pick and choose on what I actually, you know, soak up and what I take in. But for the most part, I'm a listener first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for people who know me, my personal friends, even my girlfriend should probably tell you I talk too much, but at the same time, I'm listening.
Girlfriends, wise, they all say
Right
that. It's all
yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. It's all good. But for the most part, I'm a listener. So any game, anything someone had to teach me or want to show me, I would actually give it a chance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing. You know, a lot of people don't have that. Like I said, they're stubborn. They don't want to hear what anybody else has to say because they think they have everything figured out. You've been smart enough to know that you don't know everything, but you're willing to learn everything, but still do it your way.
That's facts. That's facts. Or find a way that it fits me, because everybody 7 feet, 6'11". You know, I hate talking to 5'7" people, and they're like, "Yeah, you just get in the car like this and you shut the door," and I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm not 5'7". I'm sorry." But yeah, I'm a listener, man. I think being able to learn from others is important. And I think that's growth. That's the definition for me for growth.
Hall of Fame, Kobe and Tim. You're stuck with them for the rest of your life. Do you feel that specialness about, like, with them and the connection that you always had, and like what you all represent to the history of the game, and how in a way you three kind of changed the game to share that moment?
I guess, yeah. You know, well, you win it, Scoop, and like now I'm having chances to reflect on all of this and think about it. Never would have thought that I would be a Hall of Famer. Never, you know, you don't start playing basketball for the accolades and all the stuff that comes with it. I'm appreciative. I'm very humbled. And then you think about the company that you go in with Timmy and Kobe and all the stuff they've done for the game. I'm just privy. I'm privy to be a part of the legacy of all three of us. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, as a journalist, I kind of look at the journey in a different way, and I look at the fact that watching you at 19 years old come into this league by yourself, but leaving and exiting on the grand finale with these two dudes, it's, you know, I look at this like, wow, you talk about a complete circle.
It's a storybook.
Yeah, it is a storybook. Some shit Disney should do, but whatever. Showtime did it first.
Right, shout to Showtime.
Showtime
Right.
did it first.
Showtime got it. Right.
Has basketball thanked you?
In more ways than one.
Give me just two.
I've had a great life from working hard and all the things that come from basketball. I've seen the world. I was able to entertain people. You know, when you're entertaining someone, you don't realize that, you know, those people are focusing on you for those couple of hours. They forgot about their lives. They forgot about what they was coming in, what happened that day, the negative, the positive. They're focused on you, and that was kind of the biggest hooray. You know what I'm saying? Being able to have people come in, focus on you, and fans are kind of like a plug, and players plug into fans, if that makes any sense. And the energy that fans bring, players reciprocate that. And that was my favorite part of anything. When I would go to a place or like San Antonio and they'll boo the shit out of me, I fucking love that. Fucking love that. I'm like, yeah, this is like, and then all of a sudden by the end of the game, they're clapping and, no, y'all keep booing in here, you know what I'm saying? But that was probably the best part of the league, being able to entertain people and, you know, have fans watch your growth and follow you. You know what I mean? That's the best part of it.
And test you as a human being and be able to get something out of yourself that you didn't even know you had inside
Push yourself,
you.
Push yourself. I think certain things are going to do that. And I feel like those 7 years, those 8 years that I didn't, it just pushed me to be one of the best to ever do this, or at least work like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, well, we still have some questions from people around. We're good. Just wrap it up.
Thank you
all
guys,
right, cool.
man.
No, I
Seriously,
want you
man.
all to thank Kevin. Thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate, you know, letting all of us walk this journey with you, man.
Thank you, Sue.
You're very special. You're inspirational.
It means a lot, man, because you was there from day one, man. I appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Thank you guys, man.